Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. My name is Roman, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. What's up, guys? Hope all is well. We're here on a beautiful Thursday, and man, Bitcoin is down at $112,000. And what do we call this one? Bitcoin's next move revealed. Stay tuned to watch the reveal today. I'm gonna tell you what Bitcoin's gonna do. Anyway, let's keep the show rolling. All right, let's kick the show off with some shout outs. And actually, let's kick the show off with the first segment of the show. Of course, the Bitcoin strength. Here we go. The Bitcoin strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is, wow, $112,593.00. You can buy 888 Satoshis for a single dollar. What is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin, just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents. A Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. So there you go. You don't have to buy a Bitcoin all at once. You can just buy it little by little. Stack as much as you can comfortably without putting yourself in a bad situation. But yeah, that's how you can save a little stack and start saving in Bitcoin. Let's say you're walking down the street minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day that penny can get you 8 cents. 8 Satoshis today for a single penny. Almost 9 Satoshis. Not bad. 887 Satoshis for a dollar. That is a Bitcoin strength right now. Bitcoin strength. All right. That's it. Super simple. Today, guys, we're doing the short. We're doing a show kind of short, keeping it short and sweet, so we can get going with the rest of our day. It's about the lunch hour here on the West Coast. So if you're having your lunch, enjoy. Thank you for tuning in and for supporting the show. Let's jump into the real quick segment, Why We Stack. Here we go. Why we stack? Why do we save in Bitcoin? Super simple. For those of you watching that are new to the show, welcome. We save in Bitcoin because when we do, the value of our savings increment in purchasing power, acquire more purchasing power against the dollar, because the dollar is continuously being debased. Okay, it's that simple. So we save in Bitcoin because saving in Bitcoin is like traveling back in time and giving ourselves a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for, as long as you hold the Bitcoin that represents those hours. Right? Simple as that. Simple as that. That is why we save in Bitcoin. Not to mention other benefits that you get from saving in Bitcoin. But here on the show, we like to focus strictly on the savings aspect of it. The monetary debasement shield that is saving in Bitcoin, right? The savings multiplier that is Bitcoin, I guess you could say, right? So yeah, there's other benefits of saving in Bitcoin, of course, of having Bitcoin in your own custody, right? And as we get later on in the show, maybe later in the season, we'll talk a little bit more about those benefits. But for now, we're gonna stick with the plan to focus on what makes Bitcoin the best way to save your long-term savings. Hard Huddle in the house. Round of applause from our live studio audience for Mr. Hard Huddle. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. All right, that is why we stack. Short and simple, to the point. Keeping it easy. Keeping it easy. We're doing a fast episode today. I got to get back to stuff I need to take care of. The noon time slot is gonna be tough. I'm seeing a bunch of stuff doesn't line up. So I'm fighting to get my noon back. I'm fighting to get my lunch hour back at work. And I think I might end up going. Excuse me. I think we might end up going for the 12:15 hour if I can't get the 12 going consistently. So, all right. Also, like, yeah, that's the plan. So we'll keep going. We'll keep trying to do 12 o'clock this week, and then if I get my schedule more balanced out, then it'll work out. Not an investment, it's a savings tool. Exactly, that's a great way to put it. Hard Huddle. Not an investment, it's a savings tool, and that's what we've been doing here on the show. All right. I'm gonna put the numbers up on the screen, and we're not gonna go over the exact numbers like we always do because it's a little long, it's a little repetitive. I think we need to like spice up the show with some like maybe some news. What do you think, Hard Huddle? Yeah, you always have really good advice when it comes to this kind of stuff. I don't necessarily want to change the show too much and become like a news channel, right? I think our bread and butter, the purpose of this show is to just stack, right? To stack Bitcoin and get to that one Bitcoin, and people can come along for the ride, right? Like, I think I shouldn't be trying to, I don't know, my intention is to get some revenue generating from this channel so that we can stack harder and get to that one Bitcoin. But I think then I get like too distracted and becoming this like into turning this into a revenue generating thing, right? When the goal really has always been just to save in Bitcoin, show the process, and stack every episode is stacking it. Yeah, exactly. Right, we stack every episode. Gotta keep doing that. And I don't think I'm gonna do extra stuff. And it might come off as lazy or sound weird, but like, I don't think I want to do extra stuff. I don't think I want to do Bitcoin news, Bitcoin memes. I just want to show up and show that we can do it regularly and buy the Bitcoin, right? And to be fair, it's proven to be the best performance with the least. Yeah, exactly. It's the best performance with the least friction. I don't have to do a bunch of extra stuff. Like the savings just goes up, right? We just keep saving. That's it. Super simple. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's too easy. Maybe it's too easy. Okay. So I don't know. So as you know, from the past couple years, you've watched me evolve or not evolve on the show. And I'm always like fluctuating between like, should I focus more on like growing the channel to make more Bitcoin stuff, to make more Bitcoin content, or should I just stick to the stacking? And then I fluctuate back and forth. I get super motivated to like create extra content, and then I'm like, what's the point? You know, like, I don't know. I think I just need to continue to do what I know how to do, and that is to stack Bitcoin every day like a psychopath. $20 a day, no matter what. $20 every weekday, no matter what, and just show the results, right? And let the results speak for themselves. Okay. I don't know. I don't have it in me, I guess, to compete with like all of the crypto channels and all of the FUD channels. There's so many channels out there where they're doing a lot of like, I don't know. And I start seeing that stuff, and I see like the level of people watching, the amount of people watching those shows. And I think to myself, damn, am I doing Bitcoin a disservice? Am I doing Bitcoin a disservice? No, I'm showing what you could do with Bitcoin. Anyway, so that's where like the need to grow the channel comes. I feel like, oh my god, I gotta like. There's so much misinformation out there, and I feel like people are gonna miss out on actual Bitcoin. I feel like people are going to miss out on actual Bitcoin because they get sidetracked by like ETFs or trading or just anything else, like real estate even, right? Just anything that people invest and people look up, like, oh, they're spending like hours and hours and hours doing research for something, or like into a thing like a real estate investing, for example, or like stock investing, right? They're doing like tons of research on that, and it's like, dude, you don't have to do all that stuff. All you gotta do is save in Bitcoin. That's it. Save in Bitcoin, and you'll probably do better than most of your investments you're doing right now that require your attention. And it's like having a second job, just keeping track of those investments. Right here in Bitcoin, it's just like, okay, well, we know how Bitcoin works. We know what it does. We know how it shields you from inflation, and then we just save. We save and take custody. That's it. Super simple. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm just venting. They have to be humbled. That is true. They have to be humbled through personal experience. It's a gift to get wrecked early on before you have your entire net worth on the line. Bro, damn, dude. Very true. Very true. Very true. That is exactly it. So all we can do then is be here for when those people become humbled and start to look for other ways of saving, start to do their Bitcoin research. We'll be here showing them that we've been doing this for over 2 years, and it's worked out pretty good for us so far. Okay, so maybe by the time as they show up and learn about Bitcoin, hopefully we'll be a good resource for them. That's I'm thinking the more and more I think about it, the more it's true. Like, people are so eager to get the quick buck, right? So eager to get like if I buy this thing, how fast am I gonna be? How soon will I be rich? And most things don't work like that, right? So it's a don't get poor option instead of a get rich quick scheme. Right? Anyway, all right. Well, with that said, we'll see as more conversation comes up, more thing comes up. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But let's get into the third segment of the day. Of course, the stack recap. We're not gonna go too far into the stack recap. We're just gonna go over some numbers, and then we'll talk about that coming up. Here we go. Stack recap, because we don't only talk about stacking Bitcoin here Monday through Friday, 12 p.m., 3 p.m. East, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. We actually do it every weekday, and this is our proof of stack, our proof of work. Proof of stack sounds too much like proof of stake. Our proof of work that we've actually been doing what we've been saying, saving in Bitcoin. We're almost at, I need to input the savings I did yesterday because I missed the show. So I bought $20 yesterday, and then I'll add the $20 from the buy we're gonna do live in the show in a little bit. That's gonna get us to $4,160. Anyway, right now our investment for 2025 is up 17%. Our investment since 2024 is up 87%, and our investment since the beginning of the show, our savings since the beginning of the show have grown by 101%. So it's doubled. It's pretty good. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's see. Let's check what the debt. Let's check what the U.S. debt is at right now. Actually, I wasn't even showing the screen. There it is. Let's check out this screen. Do you guys remember this chart? Right? It's been updated. Is Bitcoin 2 trillion right now? Is that right? So 2 trillion. There we go. It's by Criosis underscore BTC, and it's showing you the market cap of the total global asset value. Market cap of Bitcoin right now is around 2. Is it 2 trillion right now? I haven't checked it in a long time. Let's check here. Network should be in here somewhere, right? It's just the blogs, difficulty, Bitcoin fiat. What is that worth? Bitcoin breakdown, no. Bitcoin market cap is 2.4. There it is. Bitcoin market cap is 2.4 trillion right there today. So it has grown a little bit since they've done that chart. So it was when it did this chart was at 2 trillion, right? The market cap of Bitcoin. And so if you're investing in any of these other asset classes, if you're investing in art, if you're investing in gold, if you're investing in equities, in real estate, $370 trillion are invested in real estate, right? How much of that is paper money though, right? How much of that is just debt, right? So you got to ask yourself that too. Bonds, $318 trillion in bonds, and then it's straight up cash. More people are holding just straight up cash than they're holding Bitcoin, of course, right? So $129 trillion in cash. That's crazy, right? So anyway, how if you just look at it purely from like the amount of value that's stored in the asset class, right? Divided by the asset supply, right? If you have 21 million Bitcoins and the market cap of Bitcoin is 2 trillion, right? Is that how you get the price of Bitcoin, the current price of Bitcoin, right? In either case, which one of these asset classes on the screen takes the least work to double in size, right? Of course, Bitcoin, right? So like when people say you're late to Bitcoin or whatever, right? You need to look at charts like this. Look at the market cap of Bitcoin, right? Even if it's 2.5 trillion right now, right? It's nowhere near the asset class. That's nowhere near the value of all these other asset classes, right? So and of course, on top of that, Bitcoin is a better asset class than any of these asset classes. It's better than gold. It's better than art. It's better than equities. It's better than real estate. It's better than bonds. It's better than just straight up cash, right? So all the money that's in all these different asset classes is going to eventually, even if part of that money just realizes it, right? And I think, I guess those are kind of to scale, I guess, right? But what's 1% of 370 trillion, right? Right? What's 1% of 370 trillion, right? What's 1% of 318 trillion? What's 1% of 129 trillion, right? If people that are in these other asset classes, if only 1% of those people decide that they want to keep Bitcoin instead, right? Bitcoin's like doubling and tripling and quadrupling, like easy peasy, right? So Bitcoin's next move revealed, it's up, right? It's easy, it's up. Right? I mean, in terms of dollars especially, right? In terms of every other currency as well, but in terms of dollars, look, the debt keeps going up, right? And if the debt keeps going up, we owe ourselves more of the cash. We got to print more cash, and when they print more cash, the cash that exists is weaker in purchasing power, so you need more of that weaker money to buy the same amount of Bitcoin. I mean, we're showing that every single day, right? There it is. Anyway, that became a little bit of a why we stack addition to the normal stack recap. But yeah, to answer the question I posed at the title, Bitcoin's next move revealed. Yeah, that's Bitcoin's next move is always going to be up. It's not a right. I'm thinking in terms of like Bitcoin cycles and years, right? 4 years from now, is Bitcoin going to be up? Yeah, because it always has been, right? And maybe it could change, but we'll see. It's more likely that Bitcoin will be up than anything else, right? If the dollar's still around. Verifiable, global, peer-to-peer electronic cash, DCA to BTC. That's it. That is what we do. And with that in mind, let's check out the price of Bitcoin in 2025. Of course, it's 112,000. Our average buy price in 2025 is 100,000. So today we're going to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. Simple as that. And now that we know how much Bitcoin we're going to buy, there's only one thing left to do. It's time to stack some Bitcoin. All right. All right, here we go. Open up my Strike app. Here live on the show. That's right, boys. We're about to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin right now live. Strike app. I hit buy. I key in $20. Next. Oops. Oh. Next. Almost bought $200 worth of Bitcoin. Actually, wouldn't be a bad idea. Okay, I cut the music. Drum roll, please. There we go. Hit confirm, buying $20 worth of Bitcoin right now on the Stack Bitcoin show on August 21st. Mission accomplished for today. We've purchased an additional, what is this? An additional 112,000. No, an additional 176,000. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. An additional 17,600 Satoshis. That's a pretty even number. Interesting. All right. Let's update the spreadsheet. Here we go. 2025. The whole time I watched the Bernie Madoff series. Highly recommended. Oh yeah. The whole time I'm thinking this is exactly the reason Satoshi did what he, exactly. Buy the Bitcoin, and the grifters are gonna grift the dollar, and they're gonna get bailouts, and you're gonna be left holding the bag if you're holding the dollar. Okay, all that stuff, all those scams. Okay, so today we is oh, we need to put yesterday's buy first. Let me put yesterday's buy first, guys. Yesterday's buy. There we go. Yesterday we bought Bitcoin at 113,000. Wait. That wasn't yesterday. That was this one. There we go. All right. 113. 4, 1, 2, and 68-cent Bitcoin. About $20 worth. We got 0.00017476 Bitcoin. Is that right? Yes. And today we also bought $20 worth. I'm just adding it because yesterday I forgot to add it. Today is 8/21/25. And the price of Bitcoin we deserve today is $112,613.46 Bitcoin. Sorry, 64-cent Bitcoin. Not bad. About $20 worth. Bitcoin Beacon in the house. What up? Sorry for your eardrums. Rest in peace. Welcome. Just buying, stacking like crazy. That is actually turns out to be 0.000176 Bitcoin. That's funny. It's such a weird number. It's too clean. So copy this, paste it. Copy these two buys so we can port them over to our strategic Bitcoin reserve sheet. Buying all the Bitcoin, guys. And if Bitcoin keeps going down, we're buying all that Bitcoin too. More Bitcoin, more better. All right. With those two buys added to the stack, where are we at right now for the whole lifespan of the show? We are at 0.4182665 BTC. And I still haven't put in some of the buys that I have for the 100 days of saving in Bitcoin challenge. I had to key in like 4 or 5 buys. So this might already be at 0.42. Just like that, guys, we're getting closer and closer to half a Bitcoin. That's so rad. Half a Bitcoin on the way. 0.4182665 BTC. And if Bitcoin keeps dropping like this, oh my gosh, we're gonna be buying and getting so many more satoshis for $1. It's so nice. I know you guys might not want it to dip a little bit, but I don't mind the dips because it just means cheaper satoshis for me. Look at $20. What is it? 120. Here it is. $123,000 Bitcoin. For $20, we got 16,113 satoshis. Right. Today at $112,000 Bitcoin, we got 17,600 satoshis. Yeah. Give me those tasty sats. So there's a silver lining in either direction. When Bitcoin goes up, you're getting richer. Right? When Bitcoin goes up, you're gaining purchasing power. Life is becoming easier. When Bitcoin goes down, okay, sure, you lost a little bit. You might lose temporarily a little bit of purchasing power, but if you don't sell, you're fine, and you get the added benefit of getting more satoshis for each of your DCAs when Bitcoin is down. So when Bitcoin is down, we continue to buy. When Bitcoin is up, we continue to buy. We're just accepting and happy in the knowledge that when Bitcoin is down, we're getting more satoshis per dollar. So that means that when Bitcoin comes back up, it's going to make the value of that individual purchase even better, right? Look at all these. Okay. When you see Bitcoin down for the past, how long? How long we been down for? Is it 7? I guess it's like, you could say it's 110. No, it's not even 110. Why is that one negative? Oh, because it's negative by 2 cents. Okay. July. Yeah, we've been in a little bit of a downer for like about a month, right? But not too bad because look, we've been doing pretty good the rest of the year, right? So soon enough, the green will start to push down into the rest of the red, and then if you started this year as well, like your stack will end up looking like this too. See? Like you can look back and be like, oh, like when you look at it in if you just look at 2025 alone, or if you just started saving in Bitcoin in the past month, like say you just started in July. Right? And you're like, yeah, Bitcoin 106,000. Yeah, Bitcoin 108,000. Yeah, Bitcoin 111,000. Woohoo, 116, 120. And like, you're making gains, dude. Right? And then next thing you know, it's dropping and you're like, oh my God, did I make a mistake? Should I not be saving in Bitcoin? No, just hang on. Hodl that stack because as you can see, as the time goes by, the price of Bitcoin continues to appreciate against the dollar. See? This is from last year. And last year was pretty hard. Last year when we started buying, we were like in the negative for like a good 3 months before we like got back into the green, right? But we stacked. So like normally when the price of Bitcoin is below our lowest purchase for that year, we do a quadruple stack. So I was buying like $80 stacks. Look at that. So that means an $80 stack is not a good sign. It means that like the price of Bitcoin is really low, right? So it was the lowest was 42,000. And then the next day it was lower than that, and we just got $80,000 again. Sorry, $80 again. Then it came up a little bit, right? But it was lower than our average, so we paid 40. And then it went down again to the lowest we've seen that year, and let's see from 40,850 to 40,206, and it just kept dipping. So we were like, all right, we'll buy another 80, and then it dipped again, and we just all right, we buy another 80, boom, and then so after all those 80s. We got the price of Bitcoin didn't go any further down than this, but it continued to be below our average purchase price for 2024. So we just kept buying 40s, 40, 40, 40, 40. That time it bounced above our average buy price for 2024. And then we just bought a 20. But then after that, we bought more 40s, 40, 40, 40, 40. So this whole time we're in the red. This whole time, most of these were in the red. And then finally it starts to come back. And those extra beefy stacks we did are now like doing pretty well, right? But it's because we had the conviction and the conviction and the understanding of how Bitcoin works, right? We can't guarantee that's gonna go up, right? For sure, right? But we can guarantee that the government's gonna continue to print money out of thin air, and when they print money out of thin air, that debases the dollar, so you need more dollars to buy the same amount of Bitcoin. So can we say it's going to go up forever? As long as they keep printing, it's going to keep going up. As long as they keep printing, the price of Bitcoin is going to reflect. It's going to require more of those weaker dollars to buy the same amount of Bitcoin, right? So it's like, I can't guarantee it, but I can't guarantee it. But if you understand how the economy works, if you understand how Bitcoin works, then it's just math. It's just math. All right, boys. That's all I got for you guys today. Wait, did we do everything? I think we did everything, right? Yes. All right. Let's wrap this episode up. Thank you for tuning in today to the Stack Bitcoin Show at our new time slot of 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Come back tomorrow, please. We need to pump up the channel. Thanks for tapping the likes, tapping the screens. We'll be here Monday through Friday, stacking Bitcoin, saving in Bitcoin, taking custody, and repeating, because somebody needs to do it. Somebody needs to set the example. Stack every day, DCA to BTC. I'll see you guys tomorrow. What's up, Philly? I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Bye, guys.